dad kicked me out after I got sick from beef stock. He forgot was in dinner and I missed my dance, then refused to help when my ex harassed me, so his friends attacked me and got arrested. But I blame my dad for not protecting me. I'd been vegetarian for 6 years. I went vegetarian at 12 after watching a documentary in health class, and my dad had rolled his eyes about it for the first 2 years and then eventually made room for me at dinners. My mom had died when I was 9. It was just me and dad and his poker buddies who came over 3 nights a week. I was 18 and had a spot in the winter showcase at my dance studio. Solo. Contemporary piece I'd been rehearsing since August. My whole application to a conservatory program in Philadelphia was riding on the video from that night. On Saturday afternoon, my dad made a big pot of soup and said, "It's vegetable. Eat some before your dance thing." I ate 2 bowls. 90 minutes later, I was on the bathroom floor. I couldn't stop being sick. I was shaking and my stomach felt like it was folding in on itself. I called out for my dad. He came to the door and said, "You're being dramatic. It's just soup." I said, "Was there meat in it?" He paused. Then he said, "I used the base from the roast I made Tuesday. Beef stock. But that's not meat. That's just flavoring." I couldn't move. I missed the showcase. My teacher called me from the studio at 7:15 asking where I was. I couldn't even speak on the phone. The conservatory application deadline was Monday. My video was going to be shot that night. There was no other night. I lost the audition. On Monday morning, I came out of my room with red eyes and asked my dad if he understood what had happened. He was drinking coffee at the counter. He said, "You're 18. If you can't handle a bowl of soup, you can't handle Philadelphia. Grow up." I said, "You knew I was vegetarian. You knew about the showcase. You knew what tonight meant." He said, "If it's that important to you, you shouldn't be so fragile about food." I told him I needed him to understand. I told him I needed him to say sorry. He said, "You know what? If you're going to make me feel guilty in my own house, you can leave. I'm not doing this for 6 years." He gave me until Friday. I moved in with my Aunt Maricela 3 towns over. She had a spare room and a big dog, and she didn't ask questions. I got a job at a coffee shop and started saving to reapply to the conservatory the next cycle. 2 months later, my ex Bram started messaging me. He'd been controlling when we dated in high school, and I'd broken up with him at graduation. He'd never let it go. He started showing up at the coffee shop, sitting outside, calling from blocked numbers. I called my dad. I said, "Bram's been showing up at my job. I'm scared. I need you to talk to his dad." His dad and my dad had been on the same softball team for 20 years. My dad said, "You broke up with him, kiddo. He's just heartbroken. He'll get over it. Don't drag me into your drama." He hung up. 3 weeks later, Bram came to the coffee shop with 2 of his friends from my dad's poker circle. 2 grown men in their 50s who I'd known since I was small. They followed me to my car at closing time and cornered me and told me I was embarrassing my dad by living out here and that I needed to come home and stop making trouble. One of them grabbed my arm hard enough to leave marks. Bram spit on me. My aunt's neighbor was walking his dog across the parking lot and started filming on his phone from the sidewalk. He called the police while he was still recording. The 3 of them were arrested. Bram got assault charges. The 2 men from my dad's circle got harassment and unlawful restraint. All 3 were convicted. I got a restraining order that covered my dad's entire property, since Bram had been staying there. My dad called me 2 days after the arrests. He was crying. He said he hadn't known his friends were involved. He said he was going to make it right. He said he was sorry about the soup. He said he was sorry about the phone call. He said, "Please come home." I said, "You had 2 chances, the soup and the phone call. If you'd apologized about the soup, I would have stayed. If you'd made 1 call about Bram, they would never have come to the coffee shop. I don't hate them the most. I hate that you were the only person who could have stopped it, and you didn't." He said, "I didn't know it would go this far." I said, "You didn't know because you never wanted to know." I hung up. Aunt Maricela made me toast and stayed up with me until I fell asleep on her couch with the dog. I reapplied to the conservatory in March. I got in April. I moved to Philadelphia in 3 weeks.